Shh. Hey, Erica, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you have your microphone turned on? Oh, I can hear you moving.
You can?
Yeah, let me turn you up, okay? And let me yell at my kids. Hey guys, be quiet, okay? Okay. So, are these the problems that you're having, you have questions over?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't understand how to find, like I've forgotten how to find the indicated link, like that's confusing me.
Okay, so let's look at this problem, okay? Let me go to the screen. Okay. Now, this will be my first time actually doing this online, so can you see that I'm writing?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure. All right. So when we look at this line or this line segment, let's read through the directions. In the diagram, AE is 26. So that tells us from here all the way over to here is 26. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then AD is 15. So from here to here is 15. AB is equal to BC. So we can put this little line, remember? And BC is equal to CD.
Yes.
So that tells us that those three sections are all the same length.
Okay.
So for number 2, we're supposed to find the length of DE, this one here, okay? Now, if we know the whole thing is 26, and from A to D is 15, so we know this part, and we don't know this part, but we know the whole thing. So we could say the whole thing, which is 26, minus this part equals DE, right?
Right.
Okay. So then 26 minus 15 gives us 11. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Now, let's look, if we look at AB, to find the length of AB, the only thing we know about that part where AB is we know the whole length of A to D, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we know the whole length for A to D, then we think about each individual section there. We know A, B, B, C, and C, D are all the same, right?
Right.
So if AD equals 15, AB equals 1/3 of 15, right?
Right.
Because AD is divided into 3 equal sections. Okay? So if we take 15 and divide by 3, we get AB equals 5. that help?
Yes.
Okay. So then what do you think about AC? To know this section here. Oh, sorry, AC. If we know that AB is 5 and BC is 5,
Then it would be 10.
yeah,
Okay.
it's getting kind of junky up there. Okay, and then the same thing for BD. We know that each of these little sections is 5. So for BD, it would be 5 plus 5 also.
Okay.
And then CE, we know that DE equals 11, right?
Right.
So CE would equal CD plus DE. This is going to be kind of how you can show some work for it, okay? CE equals CD plus DE, which is your segment addition postulate, right? The whole thing equals the part plus the part. So if CD is 5 and DE equals 11, then CE would equal 16.
Okay.
And then what about BE?
You would add
So for that one, here's what you might want to do, okay? Like you can look up there and see now that we have it labeled, you can see you're just going to add 5, 5, and 11.
Okay.
But since we're looking for BE, let's list out the sections or the segments that make up B all the way to E, okay? So BC plus CD plus DE would equal BE, right?
Right.
So then BC is 5, CD is 5, DE is 11, and that equals BE. And then you can just add those together to get 21 equals BE.
Okay.
Is it making a little more sense?
Yes.
Okay. Now, did you need help on number 8?
No, that
You got that one? Okay. So you still need help with the back of that worksheet? Or do you think you'll be able to do it now that we've done these?
I'm just confused how we do it with the X.
Okay. Let me pull up that worksheet and see if I can force it to your screen too. Asher.
What?
Shh.
Mommy, just a minute. And then we have to watch an audience movie just in case somebody comes in. And so Papa doesn't be here. And the stores are full.
Okay, I know that looks crazy right now, right? Okay, let me see.
Hello, guys. I'm supposed to stay in there.
No, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, can you see the page now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so if we look at number 10, all right, we know the whole length of this is number 10 what we need to start with?
Yes.
Okay, so if we look at this one, the whole length of this segment is 17. And remember with your segment addition postulate, you know, the part plus the part equals the whole, right?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm writing on my screen and my handwriting is horrible on here.
It's all good.
So that will say that this part plus this part will equal your whole, okay?
Okay.
So that's what you're going to do. You're going to write x plus 15 plus x plus 16 equals 17, okay?
Okay.
And then now this is going to go back to algebra, but you're going to combine your like terms. So you're going to combine your x's, so that's 2x, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll combine your numbers, which is 15 and 16, and they're both pluses, okay? So we're just adding. So 15 plus 16 is 31. So plus 31. So 2x plus 31 equals 17. You good with that so far?
Yes.
Okay. So now we're just going to solve this like a normal algebra problem, okay? We need to bring this 31 over here. So since we're adding 31, we'll subtract 31 from both sides, right?
Right.
So you're going to end up with 2x. 17 minus 31 is negative 14, okay? So 2x equals negative 14. And now we still need to get this x by itself, so we're going to divide by 2, okay?
Okay.
On both sides, right?
Right.
Okay. So x equals negative 14 divided by 2, which is negative 7. Now that's not going to be your answer because it wants you to find this length, not just x, okay? So we'll take negative 7 and plug it back in to the equation part that gives you GF. So that would be negative 7 plus 16 equals GF. Okay?
Okay.
So your answer will be 9. So the length of GF is 9.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yes.
Okay. You want to work another one?
Yes.
Okay. Let me erase this chicken scratch. Are you good if I erase it?
Yes, I have it.
The school I was at before, I didn't even have a dry erase board in one of my rooms. So being able to use all this stuff is so different to me. Okay, so for number 11, we need to find BC, which is just this part, okay?
Okay.
But again, we're going to use the segment addition postulate here, okay? So the part plus the part equals the whole, okay? So let me see if I can do this. Okay, so if we have 8x plus 2x minus 1 equals 9, okay? That's your part here plus your part here, and that equals your whole, right?
Right.
So now we'll combine our like terms. 8x plus 2x is going to give us a 10x. And then we have minus 1 equals 9. So now we're just going to solve this for x just like we normally would do in algebra, okay? So since we have a minus 1 here, we have to add 1 to both sides, right?
Right.
So we'll get 10x equals 10. And then we would divide both sides by 10 to get x equals 1. Okay? But now remember that's not your answer because it wants you to find the length of that portion of the segment, okay? So up here we see that BC, that part of it equals 8x, right?
Right.
So if BC equals 8x and x equals 1, then BC would equal just 8.
Okay.
How are you feeling?
It makes sense now.
Okay. Do you want to work any more? I can't see the rest of the page. Like, are there more at the bottom that you have other questions on?
No, I think I get it now.
What about 16 through 21? You want to work one of those together?
All you do for solving for x is the same thing we did up top, but don't solve for the...
Just don't plug it back in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I have it.
Look at number 17.
Okay.
That one's a little bit here. Let's. Oh no, I don't want to capture the whole screen. Go away. Go away. Okay, so if you look at number 17, are you seeing that now?
Yes.
Okay. For this one, the instructions say to solve for x, but it gives us this. Yes. Oh man, it's just getting bigger every time I touch it. So it gives us this down here instead of having x be just in your measurements for the parts. So it changes it a little bit, but it's still going to be the same type of process. You're going to do 2x plus 31 plus 1 equals 20. Oh, sorry. 20 plus x. Okay. And then, so the only difference is you've got variables on both sides of your equal sign.
Right.
So you would just combine your terms and then move stuff around, okay? So 2x plus 31 plus 1 would be plus 32. And then over here, 20 plus x. Now I would move this x over, and so I would just have x plus 32 equals 20, okay?
Okay.
And then move the 32 over here. So I'm going to say x equals negative 12 because 20 minus 32 would be negative 12.
Okay.
And then that would be your answer.
Okay.
So you think you're good?
Yes, it makes sense now.
Okay, good. Oh, man. Let's go back to that so it doesn't give you that crazy screen. If you have any other questions, just shoot me an email, okay? This would have been, since we weren't able to have the math lab thing on Thursday since you guys were at the retreat, I didn't mind doing this today. But this would be a good example of what you would use math lab for, okay?
Okay.
And if you're having questions, you can sign in and see if anyone else is asking questions, you know, so you don't have to feel like, oh, I'm always the one asking questions. If you have a question about it, chances are someone else does too, you know. So this lets everyone see. They're able to all sign in and look at it. I didn't post this link for anyone else to sign into though.
Okay.
So all right, if that's all, then we can sign off and we can be done.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
All right. Bye.